Hello everyone, welcome back to PM Academy. Today's topic is Tier 3 exam of Combined Graduate Level exam conducted by Staff Selection Commission. Dear students, all my previous lectures, if you see the last two lectures, already I have discussed Tier 1, Tier 2 exams. In today's topic, I want to highlight only Tier 3 exams. In Tier 3 exam, it is very simple because mode of exam is pen and paper mode. Means actuals you have to write. You have to write and you have to express your views through the answer sheet. So all the previous exams it was computer based, multiple choice, MCQ pattern. But in the tier 3, the Staff Selection Commission wants to judge your the writing skill. That's why this mode is pen and paper mode. Descriptive type. The scheme of exam is descriptive paper in English or Hindi. Either you can write full in English or full in Hindi. Writing of essay writing, précis writing, letter writing, application, etc. That means actuals they have mentioned only you will get the two questions for the English paper, but it is the syllabus has prescribed essay, précis, letter, application, or etc. You will not get in the grammar. You type the letter writing, essay writing, précis writing, which actually just the Staff Selection Commission wants to judge your the writing skill. That's why this paper is there. This paper is for 1 hour, 100 marks, and you will get only the two questions. The question number 1, it will be around 250 words, and question number 2, it will be 150 words, and each question will carry 50 marks each. Now dear students, just after discussing about the tier 3 paper, that is pen and paper mode, I just want to rules of the exam of the tier 3 exams. While writing the answer, already the question is there either English or Hindi, and option is there either to write in English or in Hindi. But if you are writing the answer, just I am giving you the rules for the exams for the tier 3. If you are writing answer in English, write two questions, all the two questions in English. One question's answer in English, other question's answer in Hindi is not allowed. The paper will be rejected. You will be awarded with the 0 mark. That means actual partial English, partial Hindi not allowed. Either full in English or full in Hindi in these papers. Then in this paper, one more important thing is that actually dear students, because all the previous papers it was through the computer based. So in this case, you should be very careful that you will be given an answer sheet. So in the answer sheet, specific space is there. So you have to write your the roll numbers and also affix your the signature and also left hand thumb impression. Left hand thumb impression must be there. If your the paper is without roll number, without signature, without left hand thumb impression, then your the paper will be rejected. You will be awarded the 0 marks. So then another one more instruction is there in the exam. While you are the writing this the paper, you have not to express, you have not to expose your the personal identity inside the answer sheet. Means you have not to write your the name, your the email, your the mobile number, your address, or nothing should be the written inside relating to you. Otherwise what happens, your paper will be the rejected, it will be cancelled, your candidature will be the rejected, you will be awarded the 0 mark. And dear students, while discussing about this the rules of the exam, I just want to give you some examples of the last 3 years how the question comes in this the particularly in the tier 3 exams. I'm giving the example of the 2019 very first question was in the essay was importance of environmental impact assessment in India. It was you have to write in the 250 words and 50 marks. you see what was written, importance in environmental impact assessment. Not they are asking you about the what is environment, about the causes of the environment, of the consequences. They are just also want to know how you are communicating, expressing environmental impact assessment, how that many project development or whatever may be, how what type of the impacts it brings upon the societies, that you have to mention. So they just want to judge that angles. Then press writing was there. Another question was the press writing, and you have to write the presses, because press writing rules are also there, certain rules are there in the press writing. Just I want to tell you, but when the particular passage is there, suppose 100 words, so your press writing words should be 1/3 of the words. Second, there must be a suitable title, there must be a suitable title of the theme, and the title must be relating to that passage. Then another aspect is that actually you have not to use the direct and the indirect speech, and you have not to reproduce the sentences already used. You have write the passage in your the one words. In this way the passage can be the written, and while writing the passage you should be careful that actuals you have not to apostrophe comma, you have not to use your the own criticism, own assumptions. Already paragraph is there, so in the paragraph it has been mentioned, you have to produce everything in your the own language, that is the passage. That is for the question came in the 2019. I am taking 2018. The essay was there, importance of the education of the present day India. Means actual the importance of education in the present India. How the education carried importance in the present India, you have to highlight that aspect only. Then another, that was also 250 words, and 250 words, and you can say the 50 marks. Then the letter was there, letter to a manager, like the GD restaurant, complaining about the poor quality of the food and the poor services. So actually they just want to know how you are communicating, to the manager about the poor quality services and the poor quality food served in the restaurant. So it was the letter and another essay in the 2018. Then I am giving another example of 2017. Question was there, how far demonetization has achieved its the objective. It was in the 250 words, 50 marks. Then later was there, assuming you as a Rajni or the Rajan, that actually so you have been selected in the marketing manager in a public enterprises, but you have to join in the so and so date, but you are unable to join on that date, so you have to write an application for extend of your the joining date. In this way the letter was there, you have to, if that means question was there, you have to write a letter. Means actual this way the question comes, you get the two questions only. So that is the essay type. Question number 1, it will be 250 words, 50 marks. Second will be up to 150 words, and that will be the 50 marks. Then why this the paper? Now the question comes actually, why this paper is there? Is this the paper is there to checking the writing skill of the candidates. Secondly, whether the candidate is able to communicate in very systematic manners or in a coherent and the fluent manners about his the thoughts, or he can also express his the words or the views. Then dear students, mode of the selection in the tier 3 exams. Mode of the selection, if the candidates qualify in the, those candidates qualified in the tier 1, they are all eligible for the tier 2 and tier 3. Then another point is there, actual overall performance of the tier 1 and the tier 2 will be taken into account for shortlisting. Then the tier 3 you will be the eligible to appear. Then in the tier 2, actually some qualifying marks are there. If you are not qualified, then your paper for the tier 3 will not be evaluated. In this way the system is done, and minimum criteria is followed, that actually while doing all these things, certain qualifying criteria are there. Qualifying criteria means minimum qualifying criteria for the papers, means 30% for the open category or the unreserved, or that is for the OBC and the EWS, that is for 25%, and 20% for the others. In this way dear students, the exam of the tier 3 combined graduate level exam is done, and after being selected in the tier 3, all the marks of the tier 1, 2, 3 will be the calculated, and if you are selected, then you can be called for the document verifications for the final stage. So in this way, the exam of the tier 3 is conducted for the combined graduate level exam of staff selection commission. So before concluding my lecture, dear students, my request to you to like my channel and subscribe my channel if you are the first viewer. Thank you dear students for today.